Today, I want to share a powerful story with you. This isn't just something to help improve your listening skills, it's a story meant to spark hope, courage, and belief. The story is called Nothing is Free, and it reminds us that hard work and determination can completely transform a life. In a small, quiet town surrounded by towering mountains lived a young man named Leo. He was just 20 years old, but his dreams were far bigger than the town he grew up in. Leo dreamed of owning a chain of restaurants one day and becoming a successful entrepreneur. But dreams are easy to imagine and difficult to achieve. Life had never been easy for Leo. His family struggled financially. His father, Mark, worked long hours as a mechanic, while his mother, Claire, cleaned houses just to keep food on the table. Leo's younger sister, Sophie, only 10 years old, looked up to him like a hero, believing her big brother could do anything. One cold evening, Leo sat outside their modest home, staring up at the stars. With a quiet voice, he whispered to himself, "I want to give my family a better life, but how do I even begin when we can barely survive day to day?" Later, Leo shared his dreams with his father. Mark listened carefully, then sighed and said something that would stay with Leo forever. "Son, dreams are not free. If you want something in life, you have to fight for it. Start with what you have, even if it's small." Those words echoed in Leo's mind. And then, one day, an idea struck him. In their town, people loved fresh bread, but the nearest bakery was miles away. Leo saw an opportunity. What if he could bring fresh bread to his town? The idea was simple, but the problem was big. Leo had no money. Still, he decided to take a risk. Leo walked miles to meet the bakery owner, Mr. Anderson, a grumpy old man known for trusting no one. Standing tall despite his fear, Leo said, "Sir, I want to sell your bread in my town. I don't have money to pay up front, but if you trust me for 1 week, I promise I'll sell the bread, return your money, and keep only a small profit." Mr. Anderson raised an eyebrow. "And why should I trust you?" he asked. Leo replied firmly, "Because I'm determined. And I'll work harder than anyone to prove it." After a long pause, Mr. Anderson finally said, "All right. 1 week. If you fail, don't come back." Leo was thrilled. Early the next morning, Leo carried the bread back to his town and set up a small stand near the park. With energy and a bright smile, he greeted everyone who passed by. Fresh bread. Warm and delicious. At first, people were hesitant. They didn't know him. They didn't know the bread. So Leo offered free samples, and slowly, customers began to stop. By the end of the day, every loaf was sold. That evening, Leo walked back to the bakery and paid Mr. Anderson every cent he owed. The old man nodded in approval. "You kept your word," he said. "Come back tomorrow." From that day on, Leo worked tirelessly. He woke up at 4 every morning, walked to the bakery, carried bread back to town, and sold it with passion. After 2 months, he saved enough money to buy a small cart, allowing him to sell even more. One day, a customer said, "Leo, you're great at selling. Why don't you bake your own bread? You'd earn more." The idea excited Leo, but it terrified him too. He had never baked anything in his life. That night, he realized something important: success, knowledge, and growth are never free. If he wanted more, he had to take risks and learn. So Leo did something brave. He asked Mr. Anderson to teach him how to bake. The old man frowned. "Why would I teach you? If you bake your own bread, you won't need me anymore." Leo replied calmly, "You gave me my first chance. I won't forget that. If I succeed, I'll help your bakery too." After thinking for a moment, Mr. Anderson agreed. But baking isn't easy. It takes patience and hard work. The lessons began before sunrise. Leo arrived at the bakery at 3 in the morning. He learned how to mix flour, knead dough, and bake properly. At first, he struggled badly. His hands ached. His bread came out too hard, too soft, never right. One day, after ruining yet another batch, Leo sat down, defeated. Maybe I'm not good enough, he thought. Maybe I should give up. Then he remembered his father's words, dreams are not free. Every mistake was a lesson. Giving up was not an option. The next day, Leo returned with even more determination. Slowly, his bread improved. 2 weeks later, Mr. Anderson handed him a loaf and said, "This is perfect. You're ready." Leo was overjoyed. He rented a small oven and began baking at home. His family watched in amazement. Sophie helped pack the bread. His mother made tea while he worked late into the night. Soon, Leo added cookies and pastries to his menu, and the town loved them. But success didn't come without challenges. One day, a new bakery opened in town, owned by a young man named Eric. His shop was flashy, colorful, and modern. Customers grew curious, and Leo's sales began to drop. Fear crept in. What if he lost everything? Instead of giving up, Leo listened. He asked customers what they liked about the new bakery and how he could improve. Using his savings, Leo decorated his cart, offered free samples, and learned cake decoration by watching videos at the library. Slowly, customers returned. An elderly woman once told him, "I've seen many young men quit when times get hard. You didn't. That's why we trust you." Months later, Leo saved enough to rent a small shop. He named it Leo's Fresh Bakes. It wasn't the biggest, but it was warm and welcoming. His family helped run it, and every morning, Leo opened the shop with a smile. Then came another test. One stormy night, a small fire broke out near the oven. Leo managed to stop it, but much of his equipment was destroyed. The next morning, people whispered, "Maybe this is the end." Leo stood outside his bakery and said, "This is just another challenge. I won't give up." With limited money and no easy solution, Leo asked for advice. Mr. Anderson smiled and said, "You already know the answer. Work harder. Believe in yourself." Leo rebuilt from scratch. He baked at home again. He kept serving his customers, even if it was less than before. The town noticed. People donated ingredients, money, and time. Months later, Leo reopened his bakery better than ever. At the grand reopening, the mayor said, "Leo, you've shown us that determination can change lives." Standing before the crowd, Leo said, "Nothing in life is free, not success, not respect, not love. Everything must be earned with patience, effort, and persistence."